Hi folks, back again, Bathrobe Chronicles number 71. I just finished number 70 and, frankly, I'm not prepared at all for this, and why I'm even doing it, I'm beginning to wonder. Seems like it's most likely a waste of time. But this segment I want to talk about reincarnation. I'm not sure when all of this happened. It was most likely a few years ago, but I just saw it, as I mentioned before, I don't watch TV, but I sort of live on the internet. And there was a segment, I'm not sure if it was Larry King or ABC, I'm sure they hit all of them, but it's about this kid who at the time they started making the tour, so to speak. I guess the kid was about 8 years old, and his parents are claiming that he really is reincarnated. You know, that there's a pilot who was killed in World War II who is reincarnated through their son. First off, I'm not sure how that mechanism would work, you know, to be reincarnated. I guess you would have to believe in like that you have a soul, or there's a spirit, or something. In other words, there's something that when you die continues on. Now, I've said many times I have no medical training. I'm surely not a doctor. I don't know anything about physiology. I know nothing about neurology. In fact, I know little of anything about anything. But in order to believe in reincarnation, you would have to believe that when you die, there's something left. Now, what in the hell is left? You know, all of our thinking, our imagination, our memories, our history, and so forth and so on, as best I understand it, it's stored in our brain. And the day we die, you know, hey, we're dead. You know, that's it. You know, we're dead. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, it beats the hell out of a lot of theories. But that's what we are. We're dead. And how in the heck people can believe that when we die there's something left that like floats around or something and then attaches itself or becomes another person or jumps into a person who's just being born, is just beyond me. In other words, there should be some way to explain how it actually works. Something that you could explain that actually makes some sense. But anyway, this kid, as I said, the parents are, you know, made the rounds of Larry King and the Good Morning, this, that, and the other, and all these other shows. And they're claiming that the kid, that there's a World War II pilot who was killed in a plane, and that he was reincarnated in this kid. Now, to begin with, just on its face it makes no sense. In other words, how is this mechanism? How would this actually work? That just doesn't make any sense. And the other thing that happened is they went to a counselor. Yes, excuse me. Mouth's a little dry. I had her name, but as I said, I misplaced all this daggone information. But I went to her website. What does she do? This past life regression stuff, you know, where she makes people go back in time and all this other kind of baloney. So what they do is they have this poor kid who they're pimping around as being special, like he is the reincarnation of a World War II pilot. And who do they take the kid to? Of course, someone who, hey, that's their job. That's what they believe. This particular so-called counselor has written books and so forth and so on about all of this stuff. So, what are your thoughts on this? I mean, is it possible to be reincarnated? I mean, come on. I mean, as I said, it just doesn't make any sense. Now, of course, what they do is they say that the kid said this, that, and the other, and how would he have any knowledge of this? They said that the kid had these nightmares, and he would say, oh, the man in the plane is burning, or some kind of stuff like that. Now, when the child was about 2 years old, they did take him to this air museum, and it seems like he became, my word, obsessed, so to speak, with airplanes and things like that. I would imagine that's fairly normal for kids to become interested in airplanes or fire engines or becoming a policeman or whatever. I don't think that's that abnormal. And I think what they did is they said that he would come up with these things, and the only way he could know it, of course, if he was the actual pilot and had been reincarnated. But I think the problem there is, well, there's several, but one of which is, I think what they do, and what's normal and reasonable and understandable, is it's like when we believe in psychics. What we do is we remember their good hits, and we don't remember their bad hits. So anything that this little kid said that would lead them to believe or help them to believe that he was actually that he was this pilot reincarnated in this little kid is that would be the confirmation bias. In other words, they would confirm what they wanted, and they would disconfirm or ignore what they didn't want. But what it all comes down to is we have this little kid, and the parents are sort of pimping him out, in my words. They've written a book, and they're making, the circuit of all the talk shows. So the long and the short of it is reincarnation. What is the evidence? There is no evidence, really. It's just a bunch of bullshit. And yeah, I'm in kind of a ticked off mood tonight. I'm not even sure if this one will make it to the old Bathrobe Chronicles. But if there's anybody out there listening or watching, thank you, and I guess that's it for the evening. And as Pat Condell would say, peace, ladies and gentlemen, peace, and hey, I doubt if you're reincarnated.